Hey witches, mystics, manifestors, people who just like tarot. Welcome to my channel. I'm Ray Luna. For today's tarot reading, we're looking at how your life is about to change. So for group number 1 here, we have Smiley Face Joy and Blue Agate. For group number 2, we have Phrases Motivation and Moss Agate. And for group number 3, we have Globe Possibility and Red Jasper. So take your time and pause the video if you need more time to decide what card and crystal is calling out to you. And when you found that, head to the description or comment section to click on the correlating timestamp to receive your reading. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy this reading. Hey group number 1, welcome to your reading. So you chose Smiley Face Joy and Blue Agate. And with your other cards here, we have Faith, Magic, Success, and Illumination. So I really like the energy here right off the bat. So a change I see coming into your life instantly is a little bit more happiness and a little bit more acceptance of yourself, your situation, finding ways to improve your situation, which in turn improves your well-being. So I shuffle all the cards for the selection, right? So this card came out for you guys, and that's why you have it here. But I think this is important because it's like prioritizing things to make you feel happy, not prioritizing other people's opinions. So maybe you guys are someone, maybe you struggled with this in the past, recently too as well, where you feel like you have to live up to some sort of standard or expectation. So maybe you're finding a way around that and you're prioritizing more so what's going to make you happy, what's going to make you feel joyful. And for instance, something I can think of, like in this image, the lady has her nails done with the smiley faces. Did she professionally get that done, or did she do it at home herself, right? There's people who act like if you don't get it done professionally, it's not really good because you did it yourself. But maybe doing it yourself, you're learning skills how to make it look professionally. Maybe that leads to a business or something for yourself, right? Or you just like to do it at home yourself and it looks good. People can't tell unless you told them. But when you tell them that, they might judge you or something like that. This is like finding ways to experience things, but by yourself, right? Like you're making yourself have a luxurious experience in life. You're improving your well-being, even if you can't get like brand name items, okay? Something else I think of too, like I recently went shoe shopping online, and a popular pair of shoes and a brand of shoes is Nike, right? So there's a shoe called Air Force Ones, right? They're really popular. But Nike sells actually another version of their shoes that's very similar to that. It looks virtually the same. So I got that instead because it's cheaper. It makes more sense. But when you go online or people in real life, you ask them that, they'll be like, oh, like you should just get the real version. But why? What are you losing from getting something similar or doing something yourself? And I feel like that message is important for you guys because there's something like that. Like maybe you feel like, oh, I don't have enough money for this, or I can only like do it myself to get that status, that thing, but it's not really like the status of it that's going to make you happy. That's just like fulfilling a societal expectation when no matter what you're doing or what you're buying, what you're getting, it's just as good, if not better sometimes, right? So that's a message that's coming in very heavily. I also see here as well with Faith and Magic, you guys are having a lot restored to you. So by living in this new way and not caring so much, I think you're going to start noticing things improving for you because it's like you're finding ways yourself to make things happen. You're finding ways to get there without having to impress other people. And that's actually going to make it so you more likely can get like really nice things because you're figuring out how to do it yourself. you're learning skills, you're investing in your talents, or maybe you're also prioritizing your time to focus on things that are more important. So instead of thinking of consumerism and certain items, you could be thinking of how can I make my space more comfortable? That could be like getting a plant in your house and taking care of it, or having a garden, spending time with your children or your pets, your friends, family. Like you're connecting more so to things that are like spiritually nurturing, and you're having a lot of spiritual growth too in your life. So a lot of things that are just going to make you feel like a lot more happy and content and not needing this outside validation. I also see here as well, there is some sort of information you could be receiving that leads you to have a successful outcome to a project or goal you've been working on. So you could have success with realizations, success with the more knowledge you're having. You're realizing, hey, I don't need all this stuff to be successful. I don't need the latest and the greatest trend to have something decent. There's actually a lot of options. I just can't listen to what people are saying, right? Or it's like TikTok trends, like a lot of the trends, like people were obsessing about like Stanley Cups, but then a week later, no one cares about them and it doesn't matter, right? So it's like you're kind of realizing stuff like that, and your life overall as a whole is improving because you're not focusing on these things that don't make any sense or don't matter in the grand scheme of things. And this energy is allowing you to have a lot of room to do like meditation, maybe having a spiritual routine, like you're doing things that are making you feel more like a higher vibration. So like you're focusing on, instead of getting like takeouts or something like that, you might make a nice meal at home. Maybe you're trying to figure out how to make the at-home version of that, and it's just as good. So this is really awesome. So I'm going to put down some tarot and see what else comes through. Okay, so with these cards here, we have the Wheel of Fortune, Ten of Cups, Queen of Wands, Justice, and the Six of Swords. So yeah, you're definitely changing a lot of your mindset, and you're definitely like reading a book or listening to someone speak, maybe reflecting on your own life, your life experiences, the social, political climate, and this is causing you to change things in your life that's making you so much happier. So I'm not going to elaborate on what I just said, so that's relevant, but this also could be like you're choosing to spend your time differently and doing things differently. So you could have a whole new routine that's going to make you feel a lot healthier. So this also could be like reducing your screen time and spending more time outside, or just doing something else at home where you're not constantly seeing all this stuff that's not good information. It could be bad information overload. So you're focusing on using knowledge to improve your life, not make you feel negative or overthink things. I also think too, you're having a lot more confidence because you're not going to be comparing yourself to other people anymore. You're going to be only comparing yourself to your past self, right? So like this present version of you, you're only judging yourself by your own mistakes, not where you think you need to be because, you know, the neighbor down the street has something and you don't. Like you're focusing on what you can do to make yourself feel happy and have that confidence. So you guys could be doing a lot with style and fashion as well, because the shoe message came in earlier. So maybe you're finding out like there's a really good clothing brand, or you're thrifting clothes and finding something that matches like your identity more and how you feel about like the way you're expressing yourself. I also see too, like you're moving towards a good karmatic cycle as well. So it's like with Justice, it's like you're moving towards focusing on balancing your life out. Maybe this is something too that has given you a lot of trouble in life, like constantly comparing yourself to maybe a sibling, a famous person, social media, your neighbors, friends, you know. Maybe you constantly feel like, oh, I'm not achieving enough, I'm not successful enough, I'm not enough in some way, but that's not true. You definitely are. So you also are going to be realizing that, and all this knowledge, this information, this gain, it's really going to make you move forward so much faster and quicker, because it's like all that negative energy was a block for you. And now you're removing that block and you're going to have a lot of space. And now you're filling that space with good energy, good intentions, healthy ideas that aren't hurting you, and maybe improving your own skill and making, your own thing with it if you want, or just doing it yourself because you enjoy it, right? So this is really good for you. Group number 1, it's a really awesome messages that are coming through. I also think as well, one last thing here is I think you're also moving away from, difficulty or self-sabotage as well. Maybe you're stuck of being sick and tired right? Like you don't want to be sad for being sad anymore, or upset for being upset. Like something there is like a cycle that feeds back to you over and over again. So you're breaking that cycle and you're like, how about today, even if it's difficult, I'm going to push through anyway. I'm going to choose something different. I'm going to do something different. It's okay if I don't feel completely confident in it at first, but maybe I will as I go through the day, as I push through. And you're finding as you're doing that, it's improving things for you, and you're doing the tough work, and it's really going to pay off. And you're going to see a lot of little happy changes here and there in your life because good new energy is replacing that negative. Or, I don't want to say just negative because everyone can have these thoughts and feelings, of course, but you're not letting them hold you back anymore. And you're finding ways to rewrite that story and make your life better. So that was your reading, group number 1. Definitely a really good one. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. If you liked it, consider liking the video, subscribing if you haven't yet. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope the reading has helped you in some way, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Hey, group number 2, welcome to your reading. So you chose Never Give Up, Phrases of Motivation, and Moss Agate. And with your other cards here, we have Sadness, Rejection, Creativity, and Confidence. So definitely an interesting mix of cards here. But what I see changing in your life is if you've been like sad, feeling depressed, not motivated recently, I shuffled all the selection cards here, so I didn't just choose them. Whatever came out was meant to come out. So you chose Never Give Up, right? So this is a reminder from the universe that we all go through times in life where things are difficult, things are not working out, and this is just a reminder to say, hey, like, don't give up. Things can change at the drop of a hat. Okay, things can change when you least expect them to, and to try to hold on and have some faith, have some hope, and even if that means looking at situations where people have a similar story to you and how they overcome it, or maybe they're still going through it and finding, people who are similar to you, maybe that will help you. Whatever you have to do to get through till it does get better, don't give up, because things can instantly change. And with sadness and rejection, I feel like you guys must have went through some of that recently. Maybe you feel rejected in life, like things aren't working out for you. You're not being accepted by people, or you're not being accepted by, let's say, like a job, trouble finding a job, or trouble with romance, whatever it is that's making you feel rejected. Sometimes you have to look at this as a blessing in some way. And I know that's annoying to hear, but hear me out. Sometimes when things don't work out, it's like if you got a glimpse into the future and it did work out, it might have actually made your life worse, okay? And sometimes when you're in this block situation where things are not working, it's to redirect you to doing something that's actually going to make your situation better, even if that's not fun. Like hermit modes aren't always fun. They're for growth. They're for improving your life, reflecting at things that might be difficult to look at. But this is the key to success here. Because with creativity and confidence, what's coming next for you, it's that whatever is coming from your sadness, your rejection, this is going to make you have a lot of ideas that are unique, original, inspirational, even revolutionary. You can't have great ideas if you're just like everybody else, copying the exact same things. So instead of being the people that follow the trends, you guys are the people who start them. You're the people who make the new dances. You're the people who make those new foods other people want to try. So you have to realize you have this creativity because of this experience, but that's also why you could get rejected, because it's like you might not be for everyone, but also everyone's not for you. And that's a good thing. Even if it seems horrible, it is not. Because some of these people might just want to use you. So when they look at you and they think, oh, I can't use this person, they might not want to interact with you just because of something like that. And that's a blessing. But you actually do have something to offer here. You have a lot of potential here to make a lot of new ideas that either grow into a business, grow into a philosophy, or some type of framework that influences and changes society. So don't give up. Maybe you guys are meant to share your experiences with sadness and rejection, and that helps people like you, and you motivate people. So something else that's coming for you is that you could become more motivated and also be more motivational. So you could be becoming a leader in some way with your creativity and your confidence, and your unique experience is making you have unique ideas to share to other people, making you stand out. And with this confidence card here, you could be becoming more confident because you're going to start finding people with these developments who are agreeing with you, who are also like you, having a similar experience, and you're realizing, oh, there is an audience, or there is people like me, or my ideas are something that can turn into something greater, okay? You're going to be finding a community that's like-minded, and you could share ideas and might feel more motivated because of that. It also could be possible these ideas are starting to give you something tangible, like maybe more money, or maybe it is helping you find that community as well. I just kind of said that, apologies, but I want to make sure the idea is clear. So I'm going to pull some more tarot and see what else comes through for you guys. Okay, with your cards here, we have the Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Nine of Cups, Knight of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. So yes, this ideas, creativity, confidence, whatever you developed in this time where you were dealing with sadness, rejection, whatever you developed during that time is bringing you the blessing of maybe receiving more money or having a different type of career. So you guys could be doing something creative that gets you a lot of money. But if this rejection or sadness didn't happen, maybe you wouldn't have found this path. And I know, like, I don't want to say like, oh yeah, like this was a good thing, because of course any type of sadness or rejection's never going to feel good, and it can be very difficult. So you're valid for feeling like upset or sad, don't get me wrong, but this could have redirected you to find this gift, this blessing you'll have, and you're going to be like, okay, well, even if that time wasn't the best, at least I developed something that can help me. At least I found part of myself other people wouldn't get to develop unless they had this happen, right? So you're figuring out how to make this difficulty into something amazing for you, giving yourself more options, more solutions with your ingenuity and your creative powers. And I see a wish coming true, more self-satisfaction with that confidence. You're feeling good about yourself, and you're going to be happy that, you know, whatever you have went through, it's leading you up to the next success. It's leading you, or I'm sorry, it has led you to where you are now. So it's like, how can you not feel content and happy with these developments, this breakthrough that's about to happen? Or maybe some of you guys are already experiencing this, and this is saying, like, from the universe, go get it. Do you. That's what's going to give you the blessings. That's what's going to give you the change you need. Don't feel ashamed to stand out. Don't feel ashamed if people don't always like you, because that's what's going to make you find the people who do. People who are as authentic as you. I do think, though, you're going to be feeling really self-satisfied, though. You're going to be feeling really happy that you didn't give up. And maybe some of this too, one of the changes that's coming for you is you develop more faith in yourself. That's allowing you to overcome all the obstacles and allowing you to overcome, any self-doubt. And then it's like, you can now move forward and not worry and see, okay, I can achieve, I can do stuff. I am, doing something that's going to be seen by other people and appreciated eventually, right? And yes, eventually, yes, it will happen. And this wish wouldn't have come true or won't come true if you didn't find this unique gift, this unique confidence in yourself. And that's all this is coming in together and led you here. I also feel as well, maybe before you felt as if you didn't have options. This card makes me like called to it for some reason. So I feel like another thing that's happening to you, maybe this wish coming true because of this development is opening you up to experience a lot of different things. And with the Wheel of Fortune, that's like the wheel always spins. So maybe you're going to be shocked as well because you went through these cycles of maybe not being appreciated, not being seen, not being accepted in some way. And because of this breakthrough, it's like turning that around. So it's like, oh, now people are saying like the things I'm doing are good. Now people are wanting to talk to me more, like something like that. And it's going to make you like kind of shocked, and it might be weird for you to experience. So I do think that's also possible, this shift in how you were treated compared to previously, especially if it was, not the best with like rejections or not feeling accepted in some way. So this is definitely a positive message of don't give up. You're eventually going to be seen and have a dream related to your gift, your talent come true, and have people who appreciate you around you. So don't worry, keep going. Okay, group number 2, that was your reading. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. If you did like it, consider liking the video and subscribing if you haven't yet. I hope this reading has helped you in some way, and I hope to see you guys in the next reading. Bye. Hey, number 3, welcome to your reading. So you chose Globe, Possibility, and Red Jasper. And with your cards here, we have Illumination, Sadness, Movement, Stop, and Comfort. So I actually pulled an extra card here because I just felt called to do that for you guys. But the first thing I'm seeing for how your life is going to change, I shuffled all the selection cards here. So the Globe card was meant to find you. So the first thing is an opening up of more experiences and possibilities. So maybe you guys feel limited in some ways or multiple ways. And soon you're going to realize how many options you have. You're going to be starting to explore and grow in many different ways. And it's going to make you a lot happier, or it's going to make you realize a lot of things that were making you sad. I also feel it's possible this expansion or realizations could happen because you either meet a friend from someplace else, a family member you talk with from someplace else, or maybe you travel to another country or a different part of the country you're in, a different town, whatever it is. This travel or this conversation is going to make you realize, oh, maybe I like this way of life better. Maybe I agree with this idea better. So there's something there where travel and exploration of different perspectives and cultures, maybe you're going to find something that's different from where you're from and you actually resonate with it more, or it's like comforting you in some way and making you realize, okay, I don't have to do things this exact way where everyone where I'm from is doing it. Or you just feel like some sort of realization that makes you realize, oh, I do have more options now. I do have more possibility. And travel is often something that opens people up to those ideas. So that could be a possibility. It's also a possibility. You're just going to be feeling more motivated and looking for more options because you're not accepting failure. You're not accepting like stagnation, something you don't like. You're going to change it at all costs. You're like wanting the world to be your oyster. You're wanting the world to change for you. So you're like, I'm going to find a way to do this or achieve no matter what. So that's also another thing. I also see with sadness, movement, and stop. I feel like you're quickly going to be learning what is making you sad, things that make you feel not so good. Maybe you're finding ways to remove this in your life so you could have an improvement in your mental health because of this development, and maybe investigating your own life and finding out what's making you sad. Maybe you're quickly finding this and putting a stop to it as much as you can. Things you can control, of course. And you're putting stops to things that are making you feel uncomfortable. You're putting a stop to things that are draining your energy and making you feel sad. And maybe you're putting a strong focus and emphasis on comfort and enjoyment. So maybe some of you guys travel or talk to someone from a place that is way more relaxed, and where you're from could be really busy or just exhausting in some way, like a busy work culture or something like that. So maybe you're trying to find ways to evaluate how you can add more comfort in your life, and you're realizing how a certain schedule or a certain routine, things you're thinking in your life, could be contributing to you being sad. So maybe you're making quick progress to fix that or improve that, and this as a whole is opening up a lot of possibilities, a lot of joy for you. I also think sometimes with Globe, this could be having new things in your life that are just refreshing. It's like what you need, right? Like something different, something surprising, something you don't know about, something unexpected is bringing you joy and comfort because it's like you needed to hear that. You wanted to see that. It helps you a lot in some way, having something new and unexpected. So you could have new experiences coming in for you, like eating a food for the first time you never had. As I said already, traveling. So maybe traveling someplace you never had before. Trying a new sport. Being more assertive, or maybe calming yourself down a bit if you are assertive already. Like you're doing something to do something different. And that's also going to make you feel like, okay, I'm a little happier now. I'm getting something new. So I'm going to put down some more tarot cards and see what else comes through for you guys. Okay, so with your tarot cards here, we have the Knight of Swords and the Tower, Nine of Wands, the High Priestess, and Temperance. So again, very interesting cards. I feel like all the cards that came out today are all different types of energy. They're not as cohesive as the other spreads and the other piles. So I feel like this is telling me something that's happening, as I said, a lot of new things. So this could be a result of you being more like the Knight of Swords. Maybe you have boredom or some sort of stagnation with the Tower here. Like you're sick of this, you need it to change, you want it to change, you're not giving up. You're making it happen. So something like explodes in you, and it makes you a lot more courageous, a lot more, what's the word? Like, I don't want to say impulsive, but more like, I always say this word, bold, okay? Like you're going for it. You don't care if people like what you're saying, they don't like what you're saying. So I think you're taking on this energy of being more courageous, more bold, and not waiting around anymore. Expanding your own horizons, not waiting for the right opportunity. You're creating it instead. So maybe you're sick of waiting around. Maybe you're sick of always being right there at the finish line, but not quite past it yet. So you're taking your own thoughts, your own intuitive ideas, maybe downloads from the universe. A lot of the time I think of that as well. Like you just get a sudden idea from yourself, or, you're meant to have that from the universe. So you could be inspired too because of your ideas or what you're intuitively feeling called to do. So for instance, some of you guys, you might intuitively feel like, oh, I should move, I should go someplace else. And maybe it's kind of expensive, or you're kind of afraid because you don't know people there, but it's like you're having that rush that just makes you not care about it and do it anyway, because you want that change. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. And with Temperance, I see like there's a balance. So maybe you need this to happen to bring more positive changes in your life, but also one of the main positive changes of your life I see with that previous sadness card and, turning that to be more positive with comfort, stopping those negative things, those negative thoughts. Maybe this balance is coming through because this is meant to happen. So you kind of cure your feelings, and it now can transition into a different emotional state, which is going to be better for you as a whole. It's going to be less limiting. It's going to allow you to enter the next chapter of your life and, not be stuck where you are still, or being limited or being stopped in some way, I feel. So that will be put to an end. I'm actually going to pull a couple more cards because this energy is kind of chaotic. Okay, so with these cards, yeah, I see this too with the King of Swords. You are taking control. You're not being controlled anymore. You're going to be kicking down the door if it's not opening itself and giving you a path. You're making your way. So I also want to say here too, this could be, while positive, difficult, but you guys should be really happy that you have this ability to make your own way, have your own power. Because when you're developing this, it's making things a lot better for you. Because a lot of people do not have this power to stand powerfully, confidently, and know what they want, or, be bold enough to be like, I'm not taking no as an answer, and, just going for it. So this is opening things up for you, and you're going to be happy and celebrating too. I feel like this is going to be leading you guys to move to someplace that makes you feel a lot happier, or it's giving you more experiences that completely radically change your own viewpoint, and then that in turn changes the way you live your day-to-day life, and that makes you happier. But everything that's happening for you is like a breakthrough that leads you to have more happiness with the way you're living, where you live, how you're approaching things, and maybe how you relate to other people. Maybe you find a new community from a different place, and they're making you feel accepted because you agree with them more, or something like that. Finding people who are resonating more with you, all due to this ability to stand in your own power and your own confidence and take charge and be a leader in some way, which is really cool. With the Emperor, that's you guys, and the Knight of Swords. Going for it, determined. So that was your reading. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. I love to read the comments. If you liked this reading, consider liking it, subscribing if you haven't yet. But I hope you guys have a great day. I hope this reading has helped you in some way, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye.